For decades, if you wanted a private jet, you had just a handful of names to choose from. Gulfstream, Cessna, Bombardier. These brands weren't just manufacturers, they were legends, shaping the very idea of private air travel for generations. These weren't just companies, they were dynasties, building luxury jets for the elite since before most of us were born. Their legacies were built on decades of innovation, exclusivity, and a relentless pursuit of prestige. Their jets were fast, comfortable, and expensive, the default choice for anyone with the means. Flying in one of these was a statement, a symbol of having truly arrived. The giants had neatly divided the market. Gulfstream for globe-trotting palaces in the sky, Cessna for reliable workhorses, Bombardier for everything in between. Each brand had its loyal following, and each played its part in a carefully balanced ecosystem. The industry was stable, predictable, and frankly a bit closed off to outsiders. It was a world where tradition reigned and change was slow to come. But being on top for so long breeds complacency. The giants grew comfortable, confident that their dominance would last forever. Innovation slowed, and the focus was on making jets bigger and pricier, not necessarily better. The race was about luxury and status, not about reimagining what a jet could be. The light jet category was often an afterthought, scaled-down versions of larger jets lacking excitement. These smaller jets rarely got the attention or investment they deserved, and buyers noticed. Buyers got what they expected, but rarely more. The experience was predictable, and the thrill of something new was missing. The rules were clear: pay a premium for a famous brand, get solid performance, and accept the status quo. For many, it felt like there was no real alternative. Yet beneath the surface there was a sense that things could be done differently, smarter, more creatively. The industry was waiting for a spark, a new idea to challenge the old ways. The market was ripe for disruption, but no one expected it to come from Brazil, a country better known for soccer and samba than for luxury aviation. Enter Embraer, a company known for practical regional airliners, not luxury jets. Their reputation was built on reliability and efficiency, not opulence. No one saw them as a threat to the old guard. Industry insiders barely gave them a second glance, convinced that the giants were untouchable. But sometimes, it takes an outsider to see the flaws in the system. Fresh eyes can spot opportunities that insiders overlook, and Embraer was watching closely. Embraer was about to shake up the world of business aviation, challenging the status quo, and proving that even in a world ruled by giants, there's always room for a bold new contender. Imagine telling someone in the early 2000s that a Brazilian company would build the world's best-selling light jet. They'd laugh. Embraer, famous for reliable regional jets, was an outsider in the exclusive world of business aviation. But that outsider status was their secret weapon. Free from tradition, Embraer saw the business jet market as a puzzle to solve, not a club to join. They talked to pilots, owners, and mechanics, asking what worked and what didn't. Their plan: design a jet from scratch, combining the performance of a bigger jet with the efficiency of a smaller one. It was a bold move, an all-in bet to reinvent the light jet segment. When the Phenom 300 debuted, it was clear Embraer had rewritten the rules. The jet looked fast and modern, but the real magic was in its design philosophy: no compromises. Before, buying a light jet meant trade-offs: speed or efficiency, comfort or cost. The Phenom 300 delivered all of it: faster, roomier, and cheaper to run. The cabin, designed with BMW Group Design Works USA, felt more like a luxury car than a cramped tube. An innovative oval cross-section gave more space, and huge windows filled the cabin with light. Ergonomic seats, clever storage, and a real lavatory set new standards for comfort. It was a masterclass in packaging, luxury and practicality in one. The Phenom 300 appealed to both logic and emotion. For the first time, buyers didn't have to choose between sensible and sensational. They could have both. The market took notice. The Phenom 300 was about to become a phenomenon. Let's talk numbers. This is where the Phenom 300 left rivals in the dust. When Embraer set out to design this jet, they aimed to shatter expectations, not just meet them. The result? A business jet that consistently outperformed its class, surprising even seasoned pilots and industry insiders. Top speed? Mach 0.8. Faster than many mid-sized jets, and a thrill for anyone in the cockpit. That kind of speed means you're not just keeping up, you're leading the pack, arriving ahead of schedule and making a statement every time you land. That meant quicker trips between major cities, saving valuable time for business travelers and families alike. Whether it's New York to Miami or LA to Chicago, the Phenom 300 made these routes feel shorter and more comfortable. Its range, over 2,000 nautical miles, enabled true cross-country flights without fuel stops. You could fly coast to coast, or even reach remote destinations all in one hop. That's freedom and convenience, redefined. Short runway performance opened up thousands of smaller airports. Flexibility was unmatched, letting you land closer to your final destination and avoid the congestion of major hubs. In the cockpit, Embraer installed the intuitive Prodigy Touch system, based on Garmin G3000 avionics. This advanced suite brought airline-level technology to private aviation, making every flight smoother and more connected. 3 large touchscreens made flying easier and safer, even for single pilots. The streamlined interface reduced workload and boosted confidence, especially in challenging conditions. Pilots loved the technology, owner pilots found it approachable and advanced. It was a perfect blend of sophistication and simplicity, making the Phenom 300 a favorite among those who fly themselves. Efficiency was another win. Pratt & Whitney engines delivered power with low fuel burn. That meant lower operating costs and a smaller environmental footprint without sacrificing performance. Lower maintenance costs, thanks to Embraer's airline experience, meant more time in the air and less time in the shop. Reliability became a hallmark of the Phenom 300. The Phenom 300 offered mid-size jet performance at light jet costs. Owners enjoyed the best of both worlds. Big jet capability, small jet economics. It was smarter, faster, and more efficient than anything else in its class. The Phenom 300 set new benchmarks, forcing the competition to rethink what was possible. Competitors were left scrambling to catch up, as the Phenom 300 redefined expectations for performance, comfort, and value. The Phenom 300 had changed the game, and it's still setting the pace for the future of business aviation. You'd think a few $100,000 wouldn't matter in a multi-million-dollar jet, but it does. In the world of business aviation, every dollar counts, and buyers scrutinize every line item. Even small differences in price can sway a decision, especially when corporate budgets are on the line and value is being measured down to the last cent. The Phenom 300 entered the market with a price that undercut rivals like the Cessna Citation CJ3+. This aggressive pricing strategy immediately caught the attention of buyers who were looking for more than just a good deal. They wanted a jet that delivered on all fronts, but the real advantage was in total cost of ownership. Beyond the sticker price, savvy buyers looked at what it would actually cost to operate, maintain, and fuel the jet over years of service. Lower fuel burn and simplified maintenance meant huge savings over time. The Phenom 300's efficient engines and smart design translated into fewer trips to the maintenance hangar and less money spent at the fuel pump. More range and a bigger cabin for less money created a new value proposition. Passengers could stretch out and fly farther, all while keeping costs in check, a rare combination in the light jet segment. Buyers got a jet that felt a class above. For the price and running costs of a light jet, it was a leap forward in what customers could expect for their investment. It was like getting a luxury car for the price of a compact with better fuel economy. The Phenom 300 delivered premium features and performance, but without the premium price tag or the high operating expenses. For charter companies, it was a dream. Customers loved the comfort, operators loved the efficiency. The jet's reliability and low costs meant more flights, happier clients, and better margins for operators. The Phenom 300 blurred the lines between light and mid-sized jets. It offered the space and performance of a larger aircraft, but with the simplicity and affordability of a smaller one. For many, it was all the jet they'd ever need. Owners found themselves satisfied, not searching for the next upgrade, but enjoying the perfect balance of luxury, capability, and cost. It stopped the constant need to upgrade. The market was transformed as buyers realized they could get everything they wanted in a single, well-priced package. The Phenom 300 was a win-win for everyone, owners, operators, and passengers alike. It set a new standard for value in business aviation and changed the game for good. The Phenom 300's launch was explosive even during a global financial crisis. While others struggled, Embraer's order book overflowed. Pilots praised its handling and cockpit tech. Passengers loved the spacious, comfortable cabin. Accountants loved the bottom line. Fractional ownership giants like NetJets and FlexJet snapped up fleets, cementing its reputation. In 2013, it became the most delivered business jet in the world, of any size. Year after year it dominated, forcing competitors back to the drawing board. Embraer had gone from underdog to champion. Their bold strategy paid off. A superior product, not a famous name, won the market. The Phenom 300 became an industry benchmark. It outperformed, outsold, and outsmarted the giants. Embraer was now at the top table. The light jet world would never be the same. How did the giants let Embraer steal the show? Focus. The big money was in ultra-long-range jets, so that's where the innovation went. Light jets were treated as secondary. Updates were incremental, not revolutionary. Embraer, with no legacy to protect, poured everything into making the best light jet possible. They saw opportunity where others saw an afterthought. This was disruptive innovation in action. By the time the giants noticed, Embraer had already won over the market. The Titans were outmaneuvered, not by size but by smarts. The Phenom 300 was the new benchmark. Just as rivals tried to catch up, Embraer raised the bar again. In 2017 they launched the Phenom 300E for enhanced. The cabin was completely redesigned, inspired by Embraer's larger jets. New seats, more comfort, and cutting-edge tech like the Lufthansa Technik Nice HD system put control at passengers' fingertips. Performance upgrades followed, even faster speeds, advanced avionics, and new safety features like runway overrun alerts. The 300E wasn't just an update, it was a leap forward. Embraer proved they weren't a one-hit wonder. While competitors played catch-up, Embraer kept innovating. The message was clear: if you want the best, there's still only one choice. The Phenom 300E widened the gap even further. The Phenom 300's story is about more than a great airplane. It's proof that smart thinking and customer focus can beat legacy and tradition. Embraer didn't outspend the giants, they outsmarted them. They built a jet that solved real problems and set a new standard. The Phenom 300 delivered mid-sized jet speed and comfort with light jet efficiency. It forced the industry to innovate, raising the bar for everyone. Performance and luxury became more accessible. The Phenom 300 became the logical and desirable choice for pilots, companies, and passengers alike. Embraer, once the underdog, built an icon. They proved it's not always the biggest that wins, but the smartest. The Phenom 300 changed business aviation forever, and it's still the smartest thing in the sky.